me, my lights flashing in the dark of the night. I'm playing Pac-Man, it's my second life. The joystick's in my hand, I'm unstoppable. High score secrets, I've got them all unlocked. Memories rush back like a time machine. Take me back to the arcade, where I spent my younger days. In the black lights glowing on a pocket full of tokens. Dance and groove to the beat, on the pixelated screen we meet. New wave melodies playing loud. Lost in the arcade, my heart is found. Hair and red fashion, we were all quite a sight. Popping tokens in the cabinet, it's the thrill of the fight. We saved the world through pixelated dreams. We're the greatest generation with our faded acid jeans. Take me back to the arcade, where I spent my younger days. In the black lights glowing on a pocket full of tokens. Dance and move to the beat, on the pixelated screen we meet. New wave melodies playing loud. Lost in the arcade, my heart is found. Jelly bracelets popping, teased hair oh so high. Neon lights are flashing, we're ready to fly. In our acid wash jeans, we're the kings and queens of this 80s scene, living out.
All right, hey guys, I'm sorry, I just started getting grooving on those songs. Are awesome by Suno. We are in our final session of day 2 with my man Arman from Brisk Teaching. I'd have to say Brisk was amazing in my AI adventure, and I have to credit Brisk and Arman from taking my district from detection to integration. And so it's been really fun to see Armand's growth from, starting off small and about to release Boost for students here in, I don't know, today, tomorrow, who knows? We're just here ready for it. So Armand, take it away.
Cool. First of all, I want to say how excited I am to be at the Week of AI. All of you have done such a fantastic job. Just looking at that introduction, I just am so jazzed to be here. And I'm so excited to be able to share Brisk with you all today. In terms of kind of what I'm going to do today is what I'll, sorry, the chat is fantastic. I'm going to start with kind of sharing a little bit. If you don't know what Brisk is, I'm going to show you a little bit about the basics of Brisk. I'm going to talk you through it, tell you a little bit about the team, because I think it's really important to get to know the people behind the product, because that really shapes what kind of technology it is. And then I'll, at the tail end, give you a little bit of a preview of Boost, which is our student-facing version of the tool. We've been piloting it with several districts this school year and are really excited to be launching it later this summer. So please stay tuned for that. But thanks for joining. You will actually see a preview of it. And we'll have more news about that in the future. And then lastly, we have a couple of events coming up at ISTE. I'll share a couple of details about the one we're actually doing with the EduGuardians at a really cool piano dual bar that I think everyone's really excited about. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen.
Thank you so much for our awesome shirts. You guys were t-shirt sponsors. If you notice, my little laptop here, I have the Brisk logo here, and Brisk is on the back. I can't turn around on my chair.
And what better way to wear our Brisk t-shirts? Tech T-shirt Tuesday, like we're loving it. So thanks, Brisk, for sponsoring those.
Of course. And yeah, I'm so sorry. I ended up having to do some last minute travel, so I could not pick up my t-shirt. But I will definitely be rocking it at ISTE, especially on Tuesday when we have that EduGuardians event, which I'm super excited about.
And if you wear your Week of AI shirts there. too.
Exactly.
So Guardians
Exactly.
and Week of AI, like either shirt's accepted.
Exactly. 100%.
Or
Cool.
both.
So go ahead.
I was just gonna say, or both shirts. You could do like a costume change.
You
I
could,
like
you
it.
could, cut them up, split, knit them together. I'm not sure. Whatever floats your boat. I'm sure Amanda's so creative, she'll figure out a way to rep them both at the same time. But yeah, so let me tell you a little bit about Brisk. So Brisk is one thing that's really unique about Brisk is it's a Chrome extension. And that's based on our personal belief at Brisk that teachers have too many tools. And if you think about what the power of AI is really for educators, it's really speeding up the things that teachers are doing. But the problem we kind of encountered as we were developing the concept of Brisk is teachers are already doing all that work in the tools that they're already using. So how do you speed that up by actually adding another tool? And so we ended up building conviction in building a Chrome extension, which is incredibly easy for teachers to install. As you can see, you just install it. It integrates with your existing tools. So whether you're using Docs, Forms, Slides, Classroom, Canvas, basically every learning management system, Brisk integrates directly there. And then it allows you to just save a huge amount of time across the tasks that you're doing. One thing I'll also share is that we have partnered with over 220. We are in 20,000 school districts, and we really prioritize privacy. So we have been recognized by organizations such as One EdTech, the Student Privacy Pledge, and the Student Data Privacy Consortium. But next, what I'm going to actually do is kind of walk you through 4 different ways teachers use Brisk today, and then preview that boost feature, which we're really, really excited about. So I'm going to land on the Scientific American. It's a news article, and as an educator, you're likely trying to find content that's relevant and accessible to your learners. As you can see, if you're teaching 6th grade, this might be a really interesting article, but it seems way too complicated for your students. Brisk is incredibly easy to use, so you have a couple of options here. As you can see, this boost button, which I'll preview what that does in a second as well. So you can press change reading level. And what you'll see is we tell you the reading level of the text. So this is at a 10th grade reading level. And then you can click this button. You can also change the language as well. So when you click change reading level, what it'll do is it'll open up a new Google Doc and start drafting that content directly there, as you can see. Now, what you'll notice is the sentences are shorter. The words that are used are simpler than the one that we kind of were looking at. From there, we can say, we can modify it, we can personalize it, we can add on a lesson or a vocab list or resource. And that really speaks to kind of the vision behind Brisk. We find that, a lot of these AI tools are really good at creating one resource, but we think teaching is incredibly interconnected. When you're creating a resource like this, you are likely also thinking about how you might want to assess students on it, or you might want to be able to create scaffolds for students who might be struggling to access this type of content. And so what Brisk does, which I really love, is that it makes it incredibly easy for you to basically stack your content and to kind of treat it as interconnected as they are. So here I can also add specific state standards. So for example, I'm in California, so I can go into the California state standards and find something that might be relevant for this specific assessment, and I can attach it easily, and it'll get attached here. From there, I can, say how many questions, multiple choice, and I can, for example, create a Google form quiz. And what that'll do is really quickly pop up in a new tab and start drafting it immediately. And in seconds, you have an amazing quiz that you can share in Google Classroom or whatever learning management system you use. The answer is already set. Now, let's say I actually wanted to go deeper. Those questions were content knowledge based, and I wanted to kind of have students work on something that really probed in depth. So instead, I can use one of the many other options that Brisk offers, including resources, lesson plans. I'm going to use the depth of knowledge questions. I highly encourage you to check out all of these different options in your free time and install Brisk as well. So if you go to depth of knowledge questions, you can say assess students on all 4 levels of DOK. And in seconds, what Brisk will do is take that content in that Google Doc and draft those DOK questions as well. And as you can see, these are some pretty comprehensive questions that can really dive into students' critical thinking as they're accessing this material. One of my favorite integrations is our YouTube's integration. So here we have a YouTube video. As teachers, you obviously are using different types of content in your curriculum. With the create menu here, we can use the YouTube video as an input. So we could create those depth of knowledge questions or a quiz, but let's create a presentation instead. We can choose between one of several different templates. And we can choose to pick the number of images to create it with images or without images. And when we click Brisk here, what it's going to do is take that YouTube content and use it as a starting point to create a presentation, as you can see here. Something that would have taken an educator potentially 30 or 40 minutes can be done in seconds. Of course, what we really reinforce as teachers use these types of tools is the 80-20 rule. AI can do 80% of the work, but it's really up to the teacher to do that last 20% to really check and confirm that the content makes sense and is relevant to your students. And just to highlight again, the interconnectedness of Brisk is really how it shines. You can really then create a quiz or a vocab list based on this presentation as well. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you Brisk's feedback tool. This is probably one of teachers' favorite tools. It allows teachers to draft first pass feedback directly in Google Docs. So if I want to say give feedback, and we have a couple of feedback styles. My favorite is targeted. We could upload a rubric. I actually created this rubric using Brisk. So pretty significant just to be able to create it and then use it. I can set the grade level I want to assess the student work at. And then when I click Brisket here, what it's actually going to do is read the entire assignment and start to draft first pass feedback directly in the Google Doc comments. And what you'll notice is that the feedback is left in draft mode. So it's really up to the teacher to use it as a starting point to modify it as they might need to. And then they can press comment directly to share it with students. And one thing that we found is that this has really helped teachers kind of improve the timeliness of feedback. Students often spend weeks waiting for a first pass of feedback, and by then they might have missed or have missed kind of that key moment when they could actually revise their work. And so we found that this allows teachers to be able to provide feedback sooner to learners. One thing that's nice then is I can go in and see feedback insights across the different across my class. So if I've uploaded a rubric, it'll kind of focus that feedback on the specific areas that the students have worked on. And so, for example, focus and details, some students may need to work on maintaining clear and consistent focus. And this reflects basically what we've seen educators do in reality, which is when you're grading an assignment, you're not just thinking about, I need to provide a score to students. You're also thinking about, did X student actually grasp these concepts? And from there, what you can do is you can actually create a scaffolded resource for students who might be struggling with this content. And that really reflects the interconnectedness of teaching, right? It's not just about grades, but also thinking about how using that as a piece of information to then create additional scaffolds for students. And I'm really glad that Alyssa brought up, how, the detection to integration piece is being really important. Now, when we've talked to so many educators like yourself, I think this is a really difficult moment because on one hand, you want to really start to think about how you can incorporate AI into the classroom. At the other hand, you're also still balancing the fact that, it's not easy to just have students use AI. There are still guardrails that you need to make sure that students are taking. Obviously, there's still ways for students to take shortcuts on almost any assignment using an AI tool. And so how do you authenticate student work in this era? And so what we've decided to do with Brisk is to try to solve this more underlying problem rather than saying, is this AI or not? Can we actually show the work process and be able to visualize it? And so what we have is the inspect writing tool. This allows teachers to really quickly see the version history of an assignment over time. You can quickly scan through it. But my favorite part is that it shows the largest copy-paste events in the Google Docs history. So if a student copied and pasted from one of their peers or from ChatGPT, that'll get flagged. Now, that doesn't mean that the student has cheated. That just means that this large text came from somewhere else. And so it could be that they took a large quote and then modified it to make sure that, or like cut it up to make sure it was incorporated into the essay in a way that you would expect, or it might be something that you'd want to look into. Ultimately, I think we try to give power back to the educators, try to give you all as much information as would be helpful to be able to take any corrective action that you might want to take. From there, we also show the feedback that you've left in the past. And this is such an interesting small feature, it might seem like, but what we found is a lot of educators better understand how students are using that feedback that you give to be able to then revise their assignments. Sometimes, as educators, you're struggling with whether the student actually read the feedback, let alone revised it. And so this provides transparency into how the student actually revised their work as a result of the feedback that you gave them, which could be helpful. Great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you Boost. And so let me talk to you a little bit about the philosophy behind Boost, why we're building a student-facing version, and how we think it's different. What we've learned from educators is that you all love how integrated Brisk is with the content that you're using. You can use it on your digital textbooks. You can use it on the worksheets that you're already assigning. And so what educators have really liked about Brisk is that it's not about doing AI as a separate thing in their classroom. They appreciate that Brisk is directly integrated within their existing workflows. So they don't have to intentionally think about using AI. They're just doing the thing, and Brisk is helping them. And so as we started to think about what does a student-facing version of our tool look like, we really tried to focus on how can we extend the parts of Brisk that teachers love, which is that it's directly related to the content that you're going through. And so what I'm going to show you is one way in which many educators might be able to use Boost. So for example, we landed on this YouTube video earlier. Let's say that we actually want to assign it to students, but say that we wanted to provide additional support to make sure that students could quiz themselves on it. We're going to press this little rocket button right here. Again, this is a preview, so it's not available yet. And actually, this was something that we're announcing a little bit today. We'll have more information next week, but we're really excited about. So if you press this rocket button, what it's going to do is take that YouTube video and actually integrate it within a chat experience. So rather than thinking about it as this is going to be ChatGPT for students, what you're seeing is you have this YouTube video on the left-hand side, but on the right-hand side, you can actually pick a specific chat mode for the student to actually engage in. So let's pick a Quiz Me. We can also assign it to specific classes so that students can then directly get an email with it. And when you click Boost It right here, what's actually going to happen is you get a link to share with your students. And so I'm actually going to show you, I'm going to show you this teacher view of this. So it's going to quiz the student on different parts of this YouTube video. So what's the main source of energy that enters most ecosystems? And as a student, I might say sunlight, ? I actually don't know. I did not watch this YouTube video ahead of time, to be honest. So you'll have to tell me on whether I'm answering this correctly or not. Well, okay, that is actually true. It turns out I did do okay in biology in middle school and high school. And so it'll continually quiz the student. But what's really nice is that I can actually monitor the usage and turn it on and off. And since I'm using the teacher version, you obviously can't see this chat. But as a student, I can basically engage in these material. I'll have a chat. I'll actually do that right now. So you just see what that looks like as well. I'll show. We'll do that demo later, but essentially you'll be able to monitor usage and the exact experiences. If you want to share it with students again, you can share it there. But the really neat thing is that this is basically accessible for everything you're using. So say this is a Google form quiz that I assign to my students, right? Maybe I want to be able to create a scaffold for students who might not necessarily engage with this in the same way because they might not be able to access all the material. What I can do instead of assigning it through a learning management system is I can boost it, which means that I can actually create a chat experience to go with it and share it with my students. So here, I can instead say, okay, I want to add a tutor. And now when my students access this link, what they'll actually get is a tutoring experience that they can work through with their work there. And so you'll actually see when a student actually needed support in actually completing this check for understanding activity. So really quick way for teachers to be able to understand how students are engaging within the material. This is the same thing as this presentation. If I wanted to say, hey, I want to actually boost this presentation, I can do that in seconds, and I'll get that same link, and I can basically provide an assessment, for example, and this way it'll actually assess whether the student understood the material. Lastly, what I'll show you, my favorite and something that I really love is the character chat. Now, I know there's a couple of other tools out there that do that character chat, but I think, again, the neat thing about Boost is that it's not saying, hey, you're going to create some arbitrary historical character based on the content that's out there on the internet. You're actually creating a character chat based on this Wikipedia article. So when you're boosting this and the student is accessing it, now you can actually say, I'm actually supposed to kind of understand this content, but it's also, I can actually engage with it and kind of start to understand the material. So I want to talk to Alexander the Great himself, and I want to understand maybe one part of my my classes, kind of understanding what happened with the Persian King Darius, and so Boost will be able to engage with that as well and provide me an answer. How did you defeat the Persian emperor? And so as students are completing, for example, a project, rather than thinking about it as something that's completely separate, where they would potentially use AI to take a shortcut, they can actually engage with an AI experience where they can also improve their understanding of the concepts you're teaching. So we'll be launching this in addition to many other things this summer. This is one small piece of Boost. This is not actually the entire thing. We previewed different pieces of it, and we're really excited for all of you to have access to it in the coming weeks. I'll stop sharing now. Will it pull data beyond Wikipedia? I saw that chat. I realized there's so many comments. Any article, any textbook, anything at all that's on the internet, you can share to your students. And instead of sharing that link that as you would normally do, you would just share the Boost link, and that Boost link would actually have that AI experience. Again, you can control it on an individual student level. You can control it on an assignment level. So if you want to shut it off, or if some student is kind of misusing it, you can use it as well. Yeah. And yeah, that rocket motion is that rocket. It's a little rocket emoji, but I think there's so much power underneath that they're really excited to be launching to all of you very shortly. I'll share a couple of details on our ISTE event. So we will be doing an ISTE event on Tuesday between 5 and 7 p.m. Right next to the conference. It's at this dueling piano bar, which we're really excited about. The EduGuardians will be there in full force. And yeah, please come over. I'm sure we'll be sharing more details shortly. And I'll also just share briefly my email in case any of you need to reach out to me if you have ideas on how we can improve the tool. One of the things that I think has been really amazing to see is we have this amazing Facebook community of over 4,000 educators, and they often give us ideas on how we can improve the tool. We've actually heard from all of you in terms of what you've liked in some of the student-facing functionality of other tools out there and what you were looking for. And so we've actually developed this in tandem with our community who's been able to provide us with advice and support. So it's all really up to you all to kind of give us advice. My email is Arman, A-R-M-A-N, @briskteaching.com. And so feel free to shoot me an email anytime or join our Facebook group and make a post, because there's so many amazing educators like yourself that can answer any questions there. And yeah, thank you, Amanda, for leaving my email. If there's any other questions, How do we get an invite? EduGuardians newsletter. We will, if you follow Brisk socials, we will definitely be posting posting more about it. Cool.
Awesome.
You are a hit.
Well, I'm sorry, but if people who weren't using Brisk, like if they don't start, I just, you can't be my friend.
Okay. I'll still be your friend.
You're like the coolest kid on the block, you know, like right now it's just watching the comments here. I'm like, oh my God, these people are just mesmerizing. It's so great. I'm so happy.
Justin, your Brisk shirt. It's right here, baby.
All of you are fantastic. You all bring such
I'm wearing my pajamas too.
Whoa, Chrissy, we don't gotta see the pajama pants on you.
Guys, it's only Tuesday.
Rocking
We
those
can't do
pajama
that.
pants.
It's only Tuesday. Hold it together, girl. Hold it together. Gonna scare Brisk off. No, but we're just. No. I'm blown away by your platform, and as everybody here, and thank you for doing the work and doing what you're doing, because I just thinking of my students and how powerful this is, and thank you. We're not worthy.
Oh, no. I mean, we do it for educators. We are all in debt to, I think one thing that's really unique is that I think every single person is in debt to educators for all that you do. And I think that is very much driving. We have a lot of former educators on the team, but for those of us who aren't educators like myself, we're all driven by that desire to give back to folks who have really shaped us and who we are. So thank you so much for all that you do, because that's why we do Brisk.
And just really quick, shout out to Suvi behind the scenes. She's amazing. She got her start at Seesaw. She's working for Brisk now, and a lot of the social media stuff that you see in community is it's her.
Absolutely. I'm an introvert, so it's all Suvi that's been kind of driving a lot of our social that, and we just hired Jessica, who's amazing, and a couple of other folks. So yeah, thanks to all of them too.
You're a very great presenter. You don't seem like an introvert. That's for sure. No, you're wonderful. No, that was great. So Amanda, do you want me to help remind people of anything, or?
I think a big special thanks to Swivel for Mirror by Swivel for being our platinum sponsor, and to Quizzes for today's sponsored sessions, and to Brisk obviously for the wonderful we have. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to create some t-shirts. Real quick, I'm going to go into. I'm going to present real quick.
Also, karaoke on Saturday or Friday? Friday.
Friday. We have karaoke.
Saturday. Recorded, so you got to show up.
I think I'm gonna
we have workshops going on. So
Saturday the workshop. Definitely check them out.
Add to stage. I need to do this. Nope, not that. This. There we go. So real quick. We have a digital scavenger hunt for you guys. If you click on each of these boxes, it links you to a riddle. The scavenger hunt it's a pixel pursuit. You have to go find a pixel asset on each site, each of our sponsors' sites. In order to do that, you have to match the sponsor to the riddle, look all over their site and find the pixel assets. We're giving away swag. So when you're done with filling up all your boxes, you take a screenshot of the little pixel asset that you find and put it in each box. You get to submit it via Google form, and the first 4 riddles have been dropped. They're on Twitter. So if you use hashtag Week of AI, you can find them, or hashtag Riddle1, Riddle2. So in the realm where thoughts take flight, where wisdom speak and shine so bright, seek the echo of the scholar's call in the depths where students' voices sprawl. Amongst this tool, a treasure stamped with time, the feedback streams. So each riddle is around the tool. So yeah, make sure you check on that. But let's give away some stuff. So I remixed this. We're gonna play retro game. It's retro video games. Can you guess the retro video games? And the top 3 people, we're going to be giving away some merch to. So You get to go to the website, click on merch, and pick your item. You get to pick anything from the merch shop. And I'm gonna wait for the players to get in.
Bobby, you're so funny.
Not gonna lie, this swag, the designs, like it's insane. Like love the designs on all this stuff. So you guys got to stick around and play.
Yeah, you
Dustin,
do.
Bobby. I know Bobby's here for the games. David, Tiffany.
We got some gamers in the house. This retro, I'm telling you, this retro game theme, I'm like totally feeling it. And I'll have stickers at ISTE at the Brisk party.
Better save us one.
I've got 200, so
I want one. Sorry, I'm just kidding. You can give them away.
No, you'll get one.
No, Erica, you want one.
There's a face for you, Amanda.
Oh my gosh, Erica and her faces.
That was a disaster.
And again,
My screen.
smells like innovation and dysentery. This is in the shop. One of my favorite things I have.
Manifested. Guys, it's only Tuesday and we're losing it.
We have posters.
Let's see if
the
I'm
speaker posters.
Dustin, you're funny.
You can put them in your classroom. It's got the QR code to the playlist.
All right, they're in.
All right.
They're in, Amanda.
David's in. Dustin, you're in.
We got 13 in.
We got 13.
And in the end, there can only be one. No, I'm teasing. This isn't Highlander. There can be 3. Yes. All right. Week of AI retro video games. Here we go.
Let's go. I can't say what I usually say, but let's go.
LFG.
It's all right.
Who's this?
It's okay. Oh. Ooh. Yee.
I'm just
Okay,
here for
here we
Erica's
go.
sound effects.
Farmer, are you taking a
I
drink?
didn't know it was
every
that
time
loud.
you know something?
I have water, sparkling ice.
Well, I was just thinking this was probably before you were born, so you know.
Yeah, I'm still trying to catch up, guys.
Not me.
Oh, we got 9 that got it right. It is Mega Man. I have the plushie. I have the
What
plushie.
you do?
And I have a pixel. A little pearl. I know. My nerd is showing.
I love it. No, we're on there. Someone
Oh,
said to me earlier, what a nerd out session this whole thing is.
ooh.
Dustin, it doesn't look like you're a fake gamer.
Nerds unite. Who
Remy
dis?
is always winning the games.
Bobby
He
says,
is
who
not a
dis?
fake gamer.
Lag.
Funny.
What is this? What is this? And again, our Mass Singer karaoke is on Friday. We're all going to be in. We have some ed tech giants who are going to come in with the overlay, sing. You got to guess who it is. And then while they're singing, we're going to have an AI generative art jam for whoever makes the best images for the song. Prizes. It's going to be fun.
Ooh, that's good.
Right. Donkey Kong. It is on like Donkey Kong. It's going to be Friday. Oh, Remy's
Ooh.
Terry trailing third. All right. What is this? Is it Bob the Builder? He can fix it.
Erica's taking a selfie.
I'm taking a selfie. Sorry.
Got
Frogger.
you.
It's been a long day of teaching and everything. I'm tired.
Frogger.
Frogger. Somebody put the froggy?
I'm obsessed with all these games. Life was
Oh,
simple
Rachel's-
back then, guys. Life was simple.
Rachel's
and so
coming up. Who is Rabbit Labs? I have to know who's Rabbit Labs.
We're gonna have to know if they
You
wanna
belong on my farm.
Yeah, Bob says. Hey,
You
that's
silly
the name of the
rabbit.
show you should have.
But you are
Fobs.
not
That is
taking the
Green
rabbit to the
Mushroom.
labs.
That was a trick one, someone said. Makita.
Green mushroom.
Oh, did that one kick Makisha out of the lead? Or out of the top 3 contenders?
Oh, we got some competitive people. My people. I hate that I'm so competitive. think that about myself.
Terry coming up. Rachel in third, Geraldine. Rabbit lab. What is the red mushroom?
What?
Pie,
I don't
Luigi.
even know this.
I might have messed this one up.
Oh. I have no. Do you guys know this? I don't know this. Parents like failed.
Big Mario. Oh, it's when you eat it, you get bigger, like Alice in Wonderland. You eat the things, you get bigger, smaller.
I didn't understand the question. Yeah.
I didn't understand the assignment either. Again,
okay, Vivian is on fire.
Understand the question.
You can other people.
Christy.
Which had a bug as its name?
Which game? Centipede, Ant, Spider War, or Killer Moth?
Oh, that's easy, people.
It is easy.
I even know this one. I think.
Although there are probably some Ant-Man games at this point.
Killer Moth.
Killer Moth and Spider War.
Who voted for Killer Moth? I want to be your friend.
That needs to be a game. We can use
I still want to know who Rabbit Labs is.
Just because it was funny, because this is you don't understand. Just click.
What color is Maria's ice flower?
You know what it is? End of the school year. Did you guys see Saturday Night Live about teachers? If you've not seen SNL this past Saturday, you have to Google SNL teachers. Nailed it.
Will somebody tell Farmer Bob Rabbit Labs, will you come forward?
I want to know who Rabbit Labs is.
We had no clue.
I bet it's you, Christy.
Oh, I didn't put into play. I thought that was
I said Christy. I don't think Erica would do that to me. What color is Mario's fly?
Mario. I know that. I gave you guys some easy ones. Actually, I feel like I did borrow and edit from a Kahoot.
Wait, it's Aaron.
It is. Were there two?
It's Aaron. Aaron is Rabbit Lab.
Aaron. Okay. Aaron H.
Rachel.
You feel better now, Alyssa?
Bobby, where's your score? Maria, I'm so tired.
What animal is that? Is it a raccoon, a lion, squirrel, or a wolf?
I'm tired of Mario. Oh, she doesn't like Mario. I get that.
I liked the frog.
All I know is those things give us a lot of trouble on the farm. I know what that is.
You guys have to follow her. She's so funny. Farmer Farm, I want you to do those videos like I shared with you last night. I want you to be her. You have to.
I could be out there for days.
It's your calling.
I just want a mini cow. Those are so expensive.
I know. I've heard.
Bobby said, "I'm just clicking." I love Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby. I didn't see your name on the scoreboard, so I.
But if you played, the flying squirrel helps him fly. The little tail goes and he like.
Makisha, I'm with you on this one. Squirrel and raccoon look the same. Another trick question.
A mini cow. How big is a mini cow?
Are you getting sidetracked?
I panicked.
I threw this one in for you, Erica.
Oh, that is yes. I did make a video about that. My man reminded me of that one. It was fun. I made that from scratch. It was fun. If you don't know this,
Bob the North Builder.
Hubert. Hey, only one person is probably 22.
Oh, Rachel is killing it right now.
All right.
Deep cuts. Yes. You guys are funny. Yeah, Hubert rules. It was fun to animate that in Canva. It's very easy to animate Hubert in Canva.
Hubert.
Well, Aaron, you need to talk to the developers at Mario and tell them they confuse their animals.
That's true. I just kind of glimpsed.
I thought it was a raccoon too. I'm not gonna lie.
Well,
I did a little glint.
emojis, they confuse animals too.
Oh, Jen is making a comeback.
We need music to this.
This one's one of my favorites. I actually have this. I have Miss Pac-Man, and I have these 2 games that are on it. I have the little sit-down table. I like slowly, when I had kids, it gave me the excuse to buy arcade games, but my husband gets really upset every time a big old box with an arcade game kind of shows up at my house. It is Galaga. Galaga and Galaxian are awesome.
3 out of 4.
There's some competition. I'm loving this competition. David, 3 out of 4. Coming back.
I wanted to have a Tetris tournament, but it takes too long.
Oh, we're going to be doing some of that on Friday.
Oh, goody.
Or maybe tomorrow after our sessions, after the last session, we'll get the StreamYard link and have you guys come in, share your screens, and play.
Yeah, well, we know how to do that. And forget about.
I'll figure it out.
My whole session. Sorry, folks.
I'll ask ChatGPT.
These names, Excite Bike, they needed AI back in the day. Like Excite Bike, that's the best they could come up with.
I like it, and that was on the background during Donnie's presentation. So
Okay.
I made a RetroPie, and I 3D printed a little NES case to put it in.
What you mean, David? Not true.
What?
Terry's just guessing. Ooh.
Bringing it up again.
Duck Hunt. It ain't.
I like Duck Hunt. I like the little sad sound when you miss and the dog doesn't get to fetch a duck.
I do. He always laughed at me.
Did you
now
say
it's probably fetch a duck. Yeah, he runs and catches the duck, and then you could do skeet shooting.
Okay, so this is the girl from Boston, and these are my 3 friends from the South talking about something I don't know what they're talking about. But I did live in Missouri for 12 years, so I do twang when I'm around you people. Here it comes.
Man,
Okay.
my kids don't know the horror of like plugging in a gaming system and having the cords actually have to plug into them. They're all wireless now. I couldn't sit in my bed and play. I had to sit on the floor and play. They can just like.
Or when you had to blow off the video game because it got dusty or whatever.
Oh yeah, the cartridges.
Yes.
Yeah, Bob was blowing up the chat box. I took my earrings off.
Bobby, and this is why I don't play Kahoot. But I'm gonna tell you what, she can rosebud all day.
That was amazing. I'm still impressed.
We got to take that recording and send it to Rose. She can
All
rose
right.
all day.
Podium. Top 3 Oh, Megan swooped in.
Megan,
Rachel, I don't think you. Bobby,
and
you're cracking me up, Bobby.
I'm gonna say Ray.
To the swag
You
shop.
should come with us in ISTE. You should come live
Get
with us.
that swag.
Now I need you guys to slide into my DMs. Give me your address, your name,
Slide.
and what you want workshop by Friday. I will have all this ordered. You will actually get this because I don't have to go to a post office. I'm
really.
Hey, we got ours. We got ours real quick. So she's talking
Grab my
about.
mug.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Dustin, if you have kids and you want to get kids items from the swag shop, let me know and I can make the designs in kid sizes too. Oh, no, yeah, Cards Against Humanity. Okay, so we'll build that in one day this week. David, start rounding up players.
Oh, you're so nice, Rachel. She's gifting Bobby her awesome swag.
Oh, yes.
Okay. All of our Edu Guardians, like, go get them shirts. Tech T-shirt Tuesday. These shirts are awesome.
Yes.
Rachel, you're awesome. Rachel, what did you go with? Did you go with the candle or the hoodie yesterday? That was like a debate on Twitter.
She went with the hoodie, but I told her I'd send her both.
Oh,
She's getting
you're
the
awesome.
candle and the hoodie.
Because swag is
You're
important.
awesome.
Swag is important. And, you know, this is a mystery scent. I don't know that it smells more like innovation than it does dysentery. Oh
the
God.
word.
It smells really good. It smells like innovation. It's Crash and Sniff.
You guys, it's only Tuesday. We have to keep it together.
Taco Tuesday. Okay, that was random.
Oh, thank you all for sticking with us and playing. Oh
All
my
right.
gosh, funny. I wish you could
Well, we're
bring them
gonna
up.
wrap it. You guys, thank you for sticking with us. We still have 67 people that I can see with us. It is 9:30. My children have been trying to come in and take a bath, and I'm like, "Don't you turn on that water!" So we're gonna do bath time, and dinner's already been done. And then I'm gonna decompress with some
We're not
Netflix,
drinking.
and we
David
will.
got water.
I had my decompression cocktail last night. So
No, we're not drinking. This is
Friday.
how time. That's the funny part. But Friday, who knows?
Friday in the karaoke, it is not streamed or recorded for a reason. We expect you to come with your
David.
beverage and have fun. Thank you guys. We're going to go ahead and end the stream, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, guys.